Well, I saw a few comments suggesting this type of video, and I thought to myself, what else am I going to do? So you guys wanted to see it, and I'm here to give it to you. You guys have already seen the title. The Blue Jays top 10 prospects, in my personal opinion. Everyone's going to have their own top 10. Heck, I could have a different top 10 tomorrow. But I thought to myself, I'll sit down, I'll write down my guys and some reasonings behind each, and we'll go from there. And I'll have some honorable mentions kind of at the end that could have been there, but this is why they're not. All right? So we're going to start right away, and we're going to start with number 1 because it's pretty obvious. I think we all can agree with it. If you don't agree with it, well, you don't really know what you're talking about. Nate Pearson is the number 1 prospect on the Toronto Blue Jays without a doubt. He's top 10 prospect in baseball. AAA, I mean, it's where he finished last year, and we all expected to see him this season. With all the mumbo-jumbo going on and COVID and the season that we might not even have now, we don't know if Nate Pearson, even if we do have a year, will even play. And that's not very good, but I think it's pretty obvious why Nate Pearson is tops in the Blue Jays prospect system. There's no doubt. At 6'6", 245, at the numbers that he puts up, I mean, my goodness. I mean, where was he last year? He pitched in Dunedin, New Hampshire, and Buffalo. In his 3 starts in Buffalo, an ERA of 3, and the guy walked 3 guys in 18 innings and had 15 strikeouts. This is at the next best level to the big leagues. Nate Pearson, in my eyes, is ready for big league baseball, but again, it's all that waiting game on him. And I really don't want to spend too much time on Pearson because I think we've talked, you guys have probably heard a lot about Pearson. You know a lot about him, and you know he's number 1. So let's get into the more, I guess, questionable things when you're talking about Blue Jays prospects. And I'm going to go with Simeon Woods-Richardson as my number 2. The reason I do that, and I'll explain the reasonings why everybody else isn't as high as Simeon Woods. The reason I say this is because he came to the Toronto Blue Jays last year in the trade with the New York Mets for Marcus Stroman, along with Anthony Kay. And coming over here as an 18-year-old, I think he might have come, actually, he might be 19, turning 20 this year, but either way, very young player. The guy's in advanced A, 1 low level below AA New Hampshire, right? And he comes over here. And he has what? He in Dunedin, in the 6 starts that he had, he threw 28 in the 3rd innings. He had 29 strikeouts and an ERA of 2.54. At 19 years old, at that level. How often do you see teenagers in that level not only play in the league, but dominate the league? And if you kept up to date with all the prospects as I did last year, if you watched those videos from the past season, you would have known that I went through the prospects and through the minor leagues almost every single game because the Jays stunk, and it was just, you didn't really want to talk about that. We'll talk about the positive things in the minor leagues. And a guy like Woods-Richardson, if you looked at his last few starts, the guy was straight up electric. And he's not going to light you up with the radar gun. You know, he's not a guy that's going to throw 98, 99. He's not going to do that. He'll top at 95, but his fastball, his 4-seamer is incredible. His 2-seam is absolutely deadly on right-handed batters. You know, he's got a curveball in the upper 70s, which is very good, and then his slider in the low 80s. So think about it. You have a 4-seam fastball in the mid to upper, or I guess mid 90s. You had a 2-seamer in and around the same bit, but it destroys right-handed batters. And it's probably effective against lefties as well, but primarily against the righties. And then you have a curveball. You have the deadly hook that you go from throwing 95 to 78. I mean, it just destroys better. That's why he has the 29 strikeouts and 28 innings of work. The guy is electric. He's dominant. He is 19 years old playing in a league where, Bo Bichette was, I don't know how old, he might have been about 19. Him and Vladdy were about that age at Dunedin, dominating. Sound familiar? Simeon Woods is projected to be about a number 2, 3 starter. And with a guy like Nate Pearson, that makes sense. You know? And I have high hopes for Simeon Woods-Richardson. I really, really do. And that's why he's my number 2. He's got a great number 1, a great number 2 with his 2-seamer, and his 3 and 4 pitches as a 2 off speed are straight up dominant. When you can get 4 pitches and you can really learn them extremely well as he has and dominate the way he has with all 4 pitches, the sky's the limit. So I can't wait to watch Simeon Woods. He's going to be a Blue Jay at some point, just a matter of when. That's the question. Let's keep going down here. Number 3, I have Jordan Groshans. Jordan Groshans, excuse me. The reason why I didn't put him at 2, and I was debating sliding him down even farther, the guy has not stayed healthy. He really hasn't. Almost all of last season, he was injured. He's on the MLB page, he's listed number 2 on the Jays prospects, but I didn't want to have him at 2 because when he's healthy, he's incredible. But that's been the issue. He has not stayed healthy. He really hasn't been very healthy at all. Last year, or in 2018, he played for Bluefield, I guess two different leagues. But the guy was incredible. 331 in the one, and he only hit 181 in the next one, but it's only like 10 games or whatever it was. He's incredible, right? And I think he's like 19 still, or is he 20 now? He's 20 years old. And then in his games last year with Lansing, he played 23 games. He played 23 games and started the year hitting .337. His on-base percentage was .427. He had 6 doubles. He had 13 walks in 23 games. Those numbers are insane. But the problem was he only played 23 games. And it's not like he played most of the year and got injured for the last bit. No. He played 23 to start the season and didn't touch the field the rest of the way. And what if he doesn't play? Well, we're assuming there's no minor league season. I don't know how they're going to get these guys some reps in. But is he not going to play at all this year as well? Because of COVID? For Groshans, I know he's got talent. We all know the guy's got lots of talent. The question will be, can he stay healthy? And can he play? But I think if healthy, the guy is dominant, and that is why I put him at number 3. Because he is so damn good when he is healthy, I had to put him there. Now, number 4, I have the Blue Jays' first-round pick this past year, Austin Martin. The reason I put him at 4 and not any higher or any lower is because I was debating go lower with him. But the thought was, Austin Martin could possibly hit in the big leagues right now. So why would I do that? Austin Martin to me is number 4. The reason being is because he is so good. We talked about it in the draft video. And by the way, thank you all so much for the support in that video. I was insane. Over 1,100 views. You guys are amazing. You guys are fantastic. And for Austin Martin, as I said, the hit tool, the guy is one of the best contact hitters in the draft. He doesn't strike out very much. He's an incredible eye at the plate. At the dish, the guy is incredible. You just don't know as of yet where he's going to be playing in the field. And it kind of goes the same with Jordan Groshans as well. They say a third baseman. He was playing third base in Lansing, but I don't know if that's where he actually fits. And we don't know. We'll never know until he actually gets the call up to the big leagues where they're actually going to play him. But for Austin Martin, I think there's no doubt about it. My personal belief is he'll be the center fielder because the Jays have that giant hole there, and he can play there. That's just my take on that. And I'm not going to spend too much time on Austin Martin because I've already touched on him in the draft video, but he's my number 4 guy, and we're going to keep going now through this. Now, this is where things get interesting. In the 5 to 10 range, because this is where the question marks start rolling in. Well, why don't you have this guy here? Why don't you have this guy there? Why don't you have that guy? And that's totally fine because everyone has their own opinion. Like I said, mine can change tomorrow. I was debating maybe sliding Groshans back down, but I'm going to keep him at 3. My number 5 is Alec Manoah. Jay's first-round pick last year, and he did nothing but succeed. Got drafted, went to Vancouver, and was awesome. He pitched 6 games, only the 6 starts for him, but he threw 17 innings. Look at these numbers. 17 innings, 13 hits allowed. He walked 5 guys, and in 17 innings of work, He had 27 strikeouts and an ERA of 2.65 with the Vancouver Canadians. And with what you see right there, if you're looking at those numbers and saying, okay, well, what is he? How do we know that he was dominating that league? ERA is kind of a shoddy stat, and it is. 27 strikeouts in 17 innings. That's the one I look at, and I'm like, his stuff's just overpowering those hitters there. The ability to hit, where is he? I have the notes written down here. 94 to 97 on the fastball. His slider, it has some flashes of being great, and this is the continuing of his development. And his changeup is very solid. He's got a great fastball, great changeup, and that's really where you want to start if you're a young pitcher, and then kind of sprinkle in the other things. But if Alec Manoah wants to be a starter, I'm not sure about the whole three-pitch mix. Might have to add a little something else. I don't know. But all I know is he throws 94 to 97. He strikes out a ton of guys. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. He only had the 5 walks to his 27 strikeouts. They're very good numbers, considering the guy's never pitched in pro ball. That's my guy, Alec Manoah, but he is 22 years old now, so we're going to kind of, because obviously he was a college draftee, so you're going to kind of see him more often now. You're going to probably, again, if there was a minor league year, you would have seen him in Lansing, and if things went well, you'd move him up to Dunedin probably to end the season, kind of what they did with Vladdy and Bo and Cavan Biggio back in the day when they were down there. But Alec Manoah is my guy, 6'6", 260. The guy's huge. He throws hard, throws strikes out a lot of batters. And I messaged him on Instagram once, and he actually replied, "Great guy, thanks for that." But no, he's my guy, Alec Manoah. I really do believe that he's going to be a straight up dominant pitcher, whether that's a starter or as a dominant late end of the bullpen kind of pitcher. I don't know where he's going to be. I think he's going to be a starter, but again, worst case scenario is back end of the bullpen, which we've learned nowadays since the Kansas City Royal days when they in 2015. That having a dominant bullpen really goes a long way. All right? So that's my guy, Alec Manoah, number 5. Number 6 is the man that really jumped into Blue Jay fans' heart in spring training. But if you were watching my videos last year, you would have known I was keeping an eye on this guy all year long. Alejandro Kirk. The little boy, the chunky boy. All right? The catcher. And I think a lot of Jays fans have fallen in love with a guy like this. He kind of reminds us all of Deandre Navarro in the sense. Not a big guy, well, in certain ways. But I love him. I love Alejandro Kirk. He's only 5'9", but he's 220. He's a big fella behind the dish. And, I mean, this guy has really, really been good for this team. And I didn't realize a couple of things about him, and I'll talk about him in a second. First off, he's only 21 years old, and he played was it the full year at Dunedin last year? No, he played a little bit of Lansing, hit .299 for 21 games, then finished the year in Dunedin, 77 games. He hit .288, where's he here? 36 RBIs, 25 doubles in 71 games. He had a great season, did Alejandro Kirk. Again, 21 years old, doing a job there in Dunedin. And the thing that really jumps out for me is not only is he a catcher and he hit .288 and he's got the doubles power and I think if I'm not mistaken he's great behind the dish as well. The ability to not strike out is evident when it comes to Alejandro Kirk. Let me go through this real quick. Last year, or not last year, 2 years ago when he played for Bluefield, played 58 games. He had, where is he here? 33 walks to 21 strikeouts. That's pretty damn good. All right. Then this past year, all right, in 2019, he started the year in Lansing, played 21 games. He had 18 walks and 8 strikeouts. 18 walks in 21 games. Reminds me of Cavan Biggio. And this guy's a catcher. Now let's go to when he played with Dunedin, where he ended the year 77 games. He had 38 walks to 31 strikeouts. So you guys can see the trend. More walks to strikeouts. And I don't care what anybody says about a strikeout just being an out. It's not. I'm sorry, it's just not. Anyone has the same opinion, well, he hits .280, but he strikes out 160 times. Well, I'll balance that out. No. A guy at third, less than 2 out. You going to take a strikeout? No. You want a guy who's going to make contact and a sac fly, bring that guy home. And a guy like Alejandro Kirk, I'm not saying he's going to be that in the big leagues because we don't know. But a guy like that, the ability to get on base, to make contact, is evident with him. Not only is he hit very well, his on-base percentage, obviously, when you walk a lot, .395 for him in Dunedin there. And again, 21 years old, young guy, showing a lot of work. And I love what we're seeing from Alejandro Kirk. And I think there's a lot of big things. Again, if there was a minor league year, you probably would have seen him at Double-A New Hampshire to start the season. And it would have been a lot of fun, but obviously we don't have a season, so it's kind of going to suck there for the minor leaguers. But they'll probably play some fall ball, continue to grow, and then go into next year and hope to pray there's some sort of minor league baseball and they haven't lost a step. That's what we're all hoping for. Now, number 7 is a guy that, if you look at prospect systems, you'll know the name. But if you watch drafts and you watch the Jays, on TV and whatnot, you won't hear this guy too often. But you got to keep an eye. Now, I will butcher his first name because I can't pronounce it, and it frustrates me that I can't. But where is he here? Orelvis? I don't know. Or you guys can tell me how you pronounce his name. Maybe give me like a whole thing in the comments. Martinez is his last name. He's 19 years old. I think he's 19 now, or is he still 18? I got his name right up here. He's 18 years old, right? So still so raw talent, right? But on their list, they have him at number 6. I have him at 7, just because, again, we haven't seen enough of him yet to understand. Now, his numbers in Bluefield, right? The lowest level possibly at 275. He struck out 29 times in 40 games, only walked 14 times, right? But what we're seeing from this young kid, again, very raw. But he's got so much power, and I got a couple notes here written down here. He was the number 6 ranked international prospect in all of baseball. I don't care how young he is. I don't care how limited a time he's had with the Blue Jays. You see that number, and you get excited, right? And they've compared they've compared him to throughout last year, a young Adrian Beltre. And where's Adrian Beltre going to go? The Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not saying that Martinez is going to be a Hall of Famer, because we don't know what's going to happen. But all I'm saying is this kid's got lots of talent. There's lots of raw power. And I think that's something that's been, reiterated quite a bit here, is that the raw talent this guy has is insane. He had 7 home runs, 8 doubles, 5 triples, and 32 RBIs in 40 games. The fact that he had 7 home runs in 40 games for an 18-year-old, it's something to keep an eye on, right? It really, really does. And he says, and I'm reading the prospect bio and everything as well here, and it says he has one of the higher offensive ceilings in the system. Yes, the name isn't there yet for Blue Jay fans, but it will be. And he's my number 7. Number 8 is a guy that I have kept a close eye on since he's been drafted, Adam Kloffenstein, all right? Now, this guy is something that he's one of my favorite players in the minor leagues. I mean, if I had a choice of saying, okay, don't give me the top 10 prospects, give me your favorite prospects. Adam Kloffenstein would be either 1 or 2. He's my favorite, reason being, you're not talking about him a whole lot, and he's just going out there and he is dominating. Adam Kloffenstein is 19 years old. Young guy, hasn't pitched a lot, played in Bluefield in 2018 when he was drafted, obviously, played 2 games, had 4 strikeouts, didn't really do a whole lot in those first 2 games, obviously. Then last year, he played his first full season with the Vancouver Canadians with Alec Manoah. And he had 13 starts, 64 in the 3rd innings, 47 hits, and he had a 2.24 ERA. I think he won some type of award there in that league that season. He gave up 4 home runs in 13 starts, and again, 64 strikeouts in 64 innings. Very good there, and a whip of only 1.09. The numbers are fantastic for Kloffenstein, and the reason I'm so excited for him is because there's so many waves of young Blue Jay prospects. But Adam Kloffenstein is one of the top guys for me, personally, and he's 19 years old and probably going to be in Lansing. Well, probably, I guess he'll be 20 when he plays in Lansing next year. But again, love the prospect. I love Adam Kloffenstein as a player. I can't wait to watch this guy continue to grow and be an all-star player. Him and Jordan Groshans were the first 2 picks in our 2018 draft. So it looks pretty good. All right, let's go to the 19th. I don't know why I said 19th. 2018 draft, I guess I said. Gabriel Moreno is my number 9 prospect, and the reason I bring him at number 9, and they had him at number 7, the reason I put him at number 9 is because it's such a small sample size, right? You haven't seen enough of him to understand it, and the slump he had to end last year kind of turned me the wrong way, just a little bit, right? I'm not saying he's a no good, but, he was brought into the Blue Jays organization in 2017. By the way, he is 20 years old. And, he played for the DSL Blue Jays, only hit 248, so nothing too crazy. Then in 2018, he played for both Bluefield leagues, and did very well. In 23 games, he had 413. Great job there. Went up to the next one, played 61 games, and he had 279. Very good numbers there. Then he went up to Lansing last year, and this is where the eyes really started to turn for Blue Jay fans in the organization, where he was slashing 300 for most of the season, right? He ended up playing 82 games. But again, like I said, he had that slow, I would say like August, September. I don't know. Did they play in September? Anyways. And he ended up hitting 280 on the season. Now, still a very good player. He had 38 strikeouts in 82 games. That's not a lot. He only walked 22 times, so clearly he's a guy who goes up there and swings, which is totally fine, as long as you don't strike out a whole lot and you're selective with your swings. And clearly he was with 38 strikeouts. He had 12 home runs, 52 RBIs, had 17 doubles. I mean, he's a solid all-around player. He's a catcher as well, and that's the thing that's really jumping out to a lot of Jays fans. The fact that he has those type of numbers as a catcher. Same with Alejandro Kirk. Just Kirk did it at a higher level, and, it's just a lot of other circumstances for Alejandro Kirk. But for Moreno, I think it's going to be very exciting to see his next step. And who knows? I have him at 9 right now. If he puts up a great year, he could jump to 6. I don't know. But it's all about, how you play a full season, right? It's not about how you play a 3-month part of the season or whatnot, because we've seen this before. Jays fans have seen that all over the place, where players have a great first few months. Think of Michael Saunders, everybody. He had an all-star first half. He made the all-star team. Second half of the year, right down the drain. And that whole all-star campaign, it was a complete wash. He was gone the next year. To put a full season together is important. Now, for Moreno, over the course of a season at 280, not bad at all. So I love what I see from him. Again, a lot of raw talent for Gabriel Moreno, only 20 years old in A-ball, but I love the prospect. I can't wait to see him continue to grow, and it's going to be very, very exciting. Now, the number 10 guy I have on this list is Miguel Geraldo. 19 years of age, was expected to play in Lansing this year. He played only one game there, had 4 at-bats, went 1 for 4 in his Lansing debut, but that was the end of the season. But he was in Bluefield most of last season. He hit 356 games. He had 20 doubles, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs, struck out 36 times in 56 games. Very solid numbers. Great player. Again, raw talent, one of the better middle infielders in the system. Again, lots of raw talent. 19 years of age. Still a long way to go for Geraldo. But again, a guy that I've kept an eye on for the last year and a bit. If you guys were watching these videos for that long, I applaud you for it. But that's just my guy. I've been talking about him for quite a bit. I don't want to keep rambling too much with these players. All right, now I'm going to leave it at that. And now I'm going to look at quickly some guys that I did not get to mention in this, but guys that I want to mention. Kendall Williams is a guy that I love. Drafted in the second round last year by the Blue Jays behind Alec Manoah. Very tall, lanky, right-handed pitcher. Again, had a very, very short time there in Bluefield last season, but he pitched 6 games, had an ERA of 1.13, had 19 strikeouts in 16 innings. Very good young arm. Again, like 18, 19 years of age. Still very raw talent, but I love the prospect that is Kendall Williams. Now, Eric Perdino. A guy that I was really debating firing in this top 10. But the reason I did not, because he had Tommy John surgery. Even if we had a season, he wouldn't be playing. He won't be playing until 2021, people. So, as much, and Tommy John surgery, you never know how a player's going to bounce back from that. Look, his numbers, yeah, if he was healthy, he'd be in my top 5, probably. He only had 7 starts last year because he had another nagging injury. He ended his season. He had 7 starts. He had a 2.41 ERA through 33 innings, had 30 strikeouts, walked only 13 guys. He was very, very solid for Lansing last year, but he could not stay healthy. And that is why I did not put him on the list, because not only did he end the year injured, he had Tommy John surgery. That's the reason I did not put him on the list. However, he has the talent. He had very, very top-notch, top-tier talent for the longest time. Doesn't mean that's just going to evaporate. When he comes back, he'll get the opportunity, and we'll see what happens. All right? Any other guys I want to mention down here? Otto Lopez, again, a young player, all contact. No power in Otto Lopez whatsoever. But, again, with Lansing last season, he hit .324 in 108 games. And he's only 21 years of age. He would be playing in Dunedin this season if we had a year. So, very good contact hitter, kind of a top-of-the-lineup kind of guy. Lots of speed for Otto Lopez, if I'm not mistaken. Where was his steal numbers last year in Lansing? Do they have stolen bases? Yeah, he did 20 stolen bases last year. So, again, a guy that would be very interesting to see continue to grow. You don't know. And there's all kinds of other guys that can go through. Leonardo Jimenez, Desan Brown, all kinds of players that are on this list. But those are my top 10 and a few others. All right, so guys, it was a little bit longer of a video, but I had a feeling it would be. All right, so guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I really do appreciate that. Hit that like button if you guys enjoy this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on my top 10 minor league prospects for the Toronto Blue Jays, and give me your top 10 prospects. Or do you agree 100% with what I said? I don't know. Let me know, guys, in the comments below what your top 10 prospect list looks like for the Blue Jays. And any of the draft picks this past year, would you fire any of those guys in there other than Austin Martin? Because we all know he's just going to be in there. And if you're not putting Austin Martin in your top 10 Blue Jay prospects, you're crazy. All right? So, guys, Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below in the description. Also, I'm making an Instagram page. Just trying to find a profile picture that'll work. I don't want to use the same thing for every social media platform I have for TO Sports Talk. So, got to figure something out there, but that's just the only thing. And then we'll get it up and running there on TO Sports. I can get the link in the description and all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. And Patreon link, like I said, is down below. I'll talk to you guys Leafs and Raptors edition at some point when we figure out when the heck the season's going to happen, if they even happen, because there's nothing concrete about any of this stuff. All right. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. And if you have any other ideas for videos, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys then.